Hey guys, it's me again, Mark Square. What is where we last left off? Let's see, checking. He won the Mortal Kombat tournament against Johnny Cage. Came back and met his grandfather, Kenshi. And they had a nice little fight. Kenshi explained that he is his grandfather and that Inko was his daughter, trying to get Deku to come with him, that it's not too late to stop. But Deku giving his logic behind the reason, saying he's too deep into the underworld, that he hopes they don't see each other, lest they probably will have to kill each other. As with Deku leaving and such, I cut to tomorrow. I'll cut to a different place. Ever since Endeavor lost to Deku, he's been ramping the training up for Todoroki. Sub-Zero and Smoke trying to, train with him as well. But with, Endeavor's in a rage, thinking that he lost to nothing but just another thug in the street. He's come to learn that he has a lot more to learn, and that he should probably learn martial arts. I just said learn in, 5 different times. Learning to use those abilities. He goes on and on, learning several martial arts to try and counter Deku. He won't ever, probably, but he has his much more powerful quirk, have you seen what he did against the High-End Nomu? Flame Spider and such? Jeez. That being said, Sub-Zero is trying to teach Todoroki how to better control over his eyes, and Smoke and him are trying to convince him that he needs to train with his fire quirk to try and keep him, to ensure he's the best, as strong as he can be. With him being slowly but surely convinced to at least use it to incorporating fire blast and such into his usual such to keep his body cool down, as well as trying to overpower enemies. With Sub-Zero teaching him more and more, trying to help him get his ice more refined to the point of Sub-Zero's, where it comes to the sword. And Sub-Zero tries to take some pages out of his dad's book by trying to create fire javelins and such. But he doesn't like that. He wishes he could use something else, but there isn't anyone else around to train him how to use a fire quirk really effectively in the same way that Sub-Zero can teach him to use ice. And Smoke and them, all the three of them are having sparring matches every single day. With Sub-Zero and Smoke pretty much beating Todoroki up, essentially is what it's come down to, as the two of them continuously fight each other. Since Todoroki really hasn't had anyone to build himself off of. He's been pushed by his dad, but that's pretty much it. Smoke and them have had an entire clan, plus they've had each other to keep pushing each other forward, improving themselves. But then there's Deku on the opposite spectrum, where he's been pushed by others, but for majority he's was trained at a young age, like Sub-Zero and them. But he was the one mainly training people. No one really had to give him a push. He's been more naturally talented with the arts of assassination and such, and fighting in general. Even at one point where Endeavor wishes to train himself even more. So one day he approaches Sub-Zero about having a sparring match with him. Sub-Zero's pretty big at this point. He's about the same size as Deku, and the same, about as muscular as Deku. So Endeavor thinks, well, he's perfect, except he uses ice and not fire. Him thinking, well, that should be fine. As Sub-Zero and him have a nice sparring match, where Endeavor cranks out everything he has. Because that's the thing, he realized he went too easy, because he was, like I said, underestimating Deku. Since he's I'm the number 2 hero, I can take it. As he then takes Sub-Zero very seriously, using Hell Spider and such, Inferno Burn and such, and all those. Sub-Zero barely able to use his eyes to like counter all these. He's also throwing Ice Blast at him, trying to freeze him, and is successful to some degree, freezing some of his parts, like his arm at one point. Coming in with swords and such, try and slash Endeavor, canceling out his fire javelins and such. It's more or less a stalemate at the moment. With Endeavor thinking, is he strong enough to take on Scorpion once more? And Sub-Zero is using this as a learning experience as well to get better acquainted with fighting fire, because he does want to surpass Deku. Right now, they are relatively each other's equals. Like, every time they fought, it's like a 50% chance that either one would win. That's at least what Deku thinks. Sub-Zero believes that he needs to train a lot more to get... He thinks himself not able to fight Deku on equal footing just yet. But Deku can see that it is possible for Sub-Zero to win against him. But Sub-Zero and his powers like contradict one another. With Sub-Zero able to like blast ice around him, and with Deku's ability to teleport, they're pretty much a perfect match made in heaven to like fight for eternity. For as long as they live, at least. As Smoke and Todoroki are training at this point, Todoroki trying to like figure out, like trying to switch between ice and fire, because if you remember, Smoke can teleport. So he's training Todoroki, like trying to get him to switch between ice and fire very rapidly. Or even try to use them at both the same point to block him from coming in on both sides. So as he's rushing in, he'll throw fire and then he'll throw smoke, trying to shorten that time it takes him for the switch from ice to fire. That sort of thing. As he then also trains him in more martial arts, weight training, and such. Todoroki's outfit will be a bit different. It would be more resembling of the ninja, well, the Sub-Zeros and Smoke, being a combination between the two with red and white going down the sides. Deku, at this point, has been doing a few more jobs. It's like 7 months. Well, that's once. Yeah, it's like 7 months away before UA and such. 7 months before UA and such. One of these days, he's finishing a few more jobs of beating down thugs and such, and killing a few more criminal gangster leaders, so that way others may move in on their territory. As he's traveling at during the middle of the day, after he gets done doing a job and escaping through a sewer, gets out through the top and starts walking. It's when out of nowhere a sludge villain comes rushing at him, trying to jump on him. But as he does that, he just blasts up with fire, and he's like... As the dude didn't recognize at first, just doing the whole give me your body thing, he then comes to realize he just messed with Scorpion, the hero killer. With Deku then looking at him dead in the eyes, he's like, I just like he's stuttering as Deku's like throwing his blast of fire, burning the sludge villain to a crisp. As All Might's like, I am here, as he sees Deku standing there above the sludge villain about to kill him. As All Might's like, wait there, villain. He's like, Scorpion, is it? You are wanted for several murders of heroes. You are hereby under arrest from It Is I, All Might. Deku just blankly staring at him, then going to walk away. He's like, excuse me, don't walk away, as he comes rushing in, throwing a minor smash. Deku easily dodging this and roundhouse kicking All Might into his face. That seems to be a favorite move, as All Might's like taken aback by this. Because Deku packs some force, As Deku then, like, All Might, as he draws his sword, ready to attack if All Might, like, pairs fight. Getting ready to slash. Sorry. As then All Might's like, I'm sorry, but it is time. As he goes to throw a smash, Deku is hit by it, but is just sent flying. His bones aren't broken or anything. In fact, they feel they're actually much stronger than they typically would be for a normal person. Deku just being ready, and again, All Might's like, oh, very well, as he comes rushing in with a 15% smash. Detroit smash! As this whole loud boom is heard, All Might tries to take him very quickly, but he starts to realize his time limit is almost up, so he has to finish this. As he's like, 50% smash! As Deku was barely able to dodge it, charges up a fire punch and hits him right in his weak spot, as he goes like, oh, coughing up some blood. As Deku, like, moves in to fight All Might some more, he goes, pfft. Deku like, huh? All Might's like, ugh. Seeing this weakened state of All Might, not questioning whether to fight him or not, but he thinks that at this point the sledge villain has been able to slip away unnoticed. As then, after they're like having a stare down for like several minutes, they hear off in the distance, like, oh no. As Deku rushes off to see what it is, as he teleports back onto a building, running alongside. As he looks down, he sees the sludge villain holding this person hostage, as other heroes are like, stand back! As Deku looks down on this, he sees Bakugo. Bakugo, like, struggling and such, like, as he typically would. Him thinking, as he's about to leave, he sees Bakugo's eyes. That of fear, and fear, just pure fear, wanting help. Him thinking that he saw that exact same look on several of the Shirai Ryu's faces when the village was burning. He's like on top of the building next to where everyone was. He's like, everyone just starts hearing this as he like teleports right in front of the heroes. As he lets out his mighty war cry, charging straight forward for the sludge villain. He's like, oh god, it's him again. Several of the people are like, what the? It's Scorpion! As he's rushing forward, like, letting out, like I said, his war cry, throwing his rope spears right into the sludge villain's eyes and yanking them, pulling the sludge villain's eyes out. Very brutal, as he's like, my eyes! My eyes! As he then heats up his rope spear, launches it through the sludge villain, and is able to wrap it around Bakugo through like his expertise in using it. As he then, get over here, bringing him out, as he throws him over to the heroes. As he comes in and finishes off the sludge villain by burning him to ashes, as he stands there with All Might like also like in the background, like, he just saved this kid. Why would he do that? He's a villain. Not thinking about it as he transforms, as he slams down to the ground saying, well done, Scorpion, but you are still a criminal and thus must be brought to justice. As he comes throwing in a very, like a 100, like giving his all for this punch. As Deku isn't able to dodge it, sees uppercutted, like sort of like an underhanded punch, getting sent flying into the air and being thrown several miles. As it's like, Detroit smash! As he's launched. As he's flying through the air, he's like, fading in and out of consciousness. As All Might is jumping, trying to catch him, but yeah. Deku just tries to look around what he can do. Putting the swords in his back, His arms and such are broken, with several ribs cracked. As he's flying through the air, he just sees a chance. So he prepares himself, blasting his fire and such, just going as he uses it to try to blast himself back to slow his descent, as it works to some degree, as he then crashes onto a building's rooftop after hitting a sign, skidding to the very edge of the building. So he lays there, very injured, as he then is able to hobble away from the site where he crashed. All Might unable to get there in time. Unfortunately, Deku has been able to hide away, hiding and licking his wounds, as he's in another underground place, with him just waiting there. With it, the report saying, earlier today, Scorpion saved this boy's life, known as Bakugo Katsuki. He seems to be, Bakugo having left already, just like he was saved by a villain, letting the explosions off his hand. As Deku's hobbling away, Bakugo sees him. As he's hobbling down a shadowy alley, Bakugo's like, "Hey, I didn't need your help back there." As he's popping, having explosions comes off his hand, Deku just looks at him and just turns away and starts walking away. He's like, "Don't turn your back on me," as he goes to throw an explosion. Even though in Deku's injured state, he teleports behind Bakugo, sweeps him by the legs, and kicks him, sending him falling. Deku saying the simple words, "Watch who you attack," as he hobbles away with his injuries. Bakugo, he just I don't know. Bakugo having that sort of hate for Deku spawn. Not for just saving him, but for also kicking his butt, as Bakugo tries to several attempts try and beat Deku. In the sense that as he's walking away, he's trying to multiple times. Keeps on getting kicked and just beaten down by Deku. His arms may be broken, but he could throw a punch or two. He punches Bakugo once more solid time in the face, launching him back into some garbage. He's like, "If I was anyone else, I would have probably... If it was anyone else right now, kids, someone would have probably killed you. Train yourself. Stop thinking yourself so important and so powerful. Truth, we are all weak. Your body is frail. You aren't even that muscular. You're only being taken down by a few kicks and such," as he gives a laugh. "You have a lot to learn, kids," as he walks away back into the shadows. Bakugo, angry at this, doesn't attempt this, and takes Deku's words to heart. He signs up for a fighting gym and such, a martial arts gym, and starts pulling some serious weights. All Might in this time has given Mirio his quirk, one for all, permeation. I still don't know if I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Cause wouldn't Nana Shimura be using one for all as well and be super ripped? If you compare her to All Might, it's pretty, she looks not much at all. It boosts their physical abilities and such. So All Might's gigantic form and such makes sense, cause it's boosts him back up. So wouldn't Nana Shimura also be very ripped and such? Cause in the flashback she doesn't look so much. I think it's along the lines that it boosts their quirk and such, and their physical body, but they all don't get one for all unless they're quirkless, in the same sense All Might does. So that has always brought the question to my mind, what if Mirio did get it? Would he have the lightning and the enhancement as well, or would it just be his permeation is much better and a lot less downsides and such? These are my questions that have not been answered. So he won't be giving it to Mirio and such. As Totoro as all of them are done. Not Todoroki. As now it skips straight to the UA entrance exam. And that will be all for now. I hope y'all have enjoyed this, and I hope y'all have a nice day, nice night, nice life. And after, we're going to the entrance exam, taking a look off and taking a break from deku.